All right, folks. I'm just monitoring myself right quick and getting my audio together. Bear with me a moment. All right, let me see about my gain. All right. All right, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly, if my volume is good. And if I need to be a little bit louder, let me know. I had to go and switch up some things on the fly here. All right. Had to move some things around. All right, so my sound is good. Coming through loud and clear, nice and loud. Here we go, hold on. I think we can improve. The clip on my wireless mic broke. So I gotta double mic it. All right. Let's see if that's a bit better. Sounds like it. All right, so let me turn mine. All right. A little bit better. There we go. All right. They hear me saying all right repeatedly. All right. That's the last all right, I promise. What up, y'all? I'm gonna start with the warm up here. I gotta show y'all this. This is a tremendous amount of fun right here. This right here is a nice little convenient cardio stepper for a little warm up. And while I'm on that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the methodology behind today's workout. And this is going to be a full body workout that I go through here. So I'm going to start this for like a quick 10 minutes or so. Matter of fact, let me turn it on. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna put, let's say, I'm gonna get on this here for about 5 minutes. So this stepper costs like a good, what, like 50 bucks, 40 something bucks, something like that. right? And you can do this actually just to get in some light cardio throughout the day. So you can do it 15 minutes at a time or 30 minutes at a time, 3 times a day, right? So for those of you who work from home and that type of thing, this is like a Stairmaster. All right, so you can get on this thing here, get your heart rate up a little bit. So I'm gonna try to get my heart rate up on here for a few minutes. But actually, hold on. Because I hear an echo in my ear. All right, there we go. That's better. So basically, look, my heart rate went back down into in the 60s. So I want to get my heart rate up to like in the 90s or like at least 100. And then I'm going to go through some daily mobility stuff. But my mobility is a bit more dynamic. So I'm gonna go through some quick dynamic mobility, and then we're gonna get out the resistance bands. And this is gonna be like a simple resistance band full body workout. I'm gonna be going from exercise to exercise. And the rep count is gonna be fairly high, but I wanna show y'all the training rep tempo and things that I use in this particular workout and how I flow through it, how I structure the workout. So the goal behind this workout is I want to create a muscle growth response that also stimulates cardio, so I can improve VO2 max, so I can improve my stamina and endurance, my cardiovascular health and blood flow and all that. And I can also build muscle with these types of workouts also. So basically taking resistance bands and turning it into a bit of like a full body cardio workout, but really challenging the muscles metabolically. So getting some really good, we're almost there. Almost. I'm gonna get my heart rate to 100. So I'm trying to pedal extra hard as much as I can here. So about 5 minutes should get me there. So I'm gonna use like the lightest resistance bands I have. Well, not the lightest ones, but I'm not gonna be using my really heavy ones. And so I'm just gonna be doing exercise after exercise, one exercise for each muscle group, and then transition. All right. So I'll be keeping my heart rate elevated. Once I hit 5 minutes, I'm going to transition into my mobility stuff. All right. So I just hit the 4 minute mark here. So I got 1 more minute. And this workout should only take me in between 20, 30 minutes. It's real quick. All right, there we go. So now my heart rate just passed 100. Almost there. And then I'm gonna get down on the floor, hit some mobility stuff. I'm gonna have to take these socks off. Oh, somebody's slipping around on this floor. All right, 10 seconds. All right, we're done with that. All right. Miss Moon Goddess, what's going on? Good to see you. My man John Green here. Romeo, Mermaid K. Big shout out to y'all tuning in with me. All right. So I got on these really comfy, warm socks that I'm gonna have to get off. All right. So now, I'm gonna go through some quick mobility. So I'm gonna open up the hips, hip flexors, piriformis, and everything here. And go through a few rounds of this, getting deep into the stretch. Oh yeah. Stretching out my calves, hamstrings, glutes, warming up the shoulders. And then back down into the deep lizard lunge. Opening up the psoas, the piriformis, the glute medius, all of it. So I'm gonna do about 5 minutes of my daily mobility here. So if you're strapped for time, you don't need a whole lot. So I'm gonna get deep into my squat here. Some shoulder stability. Stretching out the lats. I might have to adjust this mic in a bit. Activating the glutes. And this in and of itself is a bit of a workout. I'm just doing a few reps, but only about 5 minutes. So now I'm 9 minutes in, and now I'm gonna get into the resistance band stuff. But let me adjust. There we go, okay. I think that'll work out a bit better. So now, I'm gonna get into a dual banded sumo squat. So the dual banded sumo squat, and this is a big one here. Because I'm gonna hit my quads, glutes, glute medius. So you get like a full spectrum resistance band exercise here. And I'm gonna try to do as many reps as I can within this set. See, I take my time going on the way down and pushing my knees out against the mini band, really working the glute medius. And it's front loaded, so I get a good posture. Taking my time through the movement. And I lost count, so maybe I can keep count for me. But I'm not really counting. I'm not trying to hit a certain rep goal either. I'm just doing as many as I can. And I explode at the top. Still working on training the athleticism to move quick. See, it's starting to wear me out. All right. Once I feel like I can't adequately push my knees out against the band, and that's it. All right. So now, the next thing I'm doing is single arm presses with the band. So you start here. Little to no exercise, little to no rest in between. All right, so we're 14 minutes in. All right, so once I hit that max effort, we transition back down to a lower body exercise. So I'm gonna do a staggered deadlift. 15 minutes in. When you do single leg exercises like this, you can start on your weakest side first. That way, you get the best of you with the parts that need the most work. So all of my weight is on my front foot, and my back foot is like a kickstand, but I don't put much weight on it. So this right here is really targeting my glutes and hamstrings. Then I switch to the other side. No rest in between. Just one after the other. Same grip position. All right. So now I hit my chest. So banded chest press. You can also do alternating chest press. So I'm giving my back a bit of a break while I'm working on a smaller muscle group. This is not as cardiovascularly intensive, but I basically go from lower body exercise to upper body exercise. All right. Now, I'm showing my lats. It's a nice flat back. Chest up. Nice hold and squeeze at the top, slow eccentric. All right. Now, I'll switch to triceps. So working to a smaller muscle group, hitting the arms. So I step on the band, anchoring it behind me. And grip the band, both of my palms together. Point the elbows straight up and lengthen the triceps as much as possible. All right. And now we got biceps. And then after biceps, we hit abs. And I'm gonna do relay bicep curls. So we're gonna be alternating here. And I tell you, I want to quit. But I got to keep going till muscular failure. All right. Once I'm not able to do that full rep, that's it. And now, last but not least is abs. I'm 23 minutes in. I'm gonna move my pull-up bar over. This is a bit too much rest time in between, so I gotta get up here. We got hanging leg raises. Ah. 24 minutes. All right. So that right there he said, I need to push longer. Yeah. Oh. I gotta improve my lighting. Let me catch up with y'all on these comments. 23 minutes. That's all you need. All right, y'all, let me log in with y'all here. All right. Uh-oh. I don't think all my comments are showing up. But you said I can see that I need to push longer on some exercises. Yeah, I mean, look, momentary failure, right? That's what you got to do to really get the most out of each set. So, and you can see my heart racing. My heart rate got up to like 150, right? So if you can do a workout like this actually on a daily basis. Now, I wasn't particularly doing exercises that are really challenging, like pull-ups, dips, and things like this. I wasn't using my heavier bands, like the gray one, the orange, and the blue one over there, those thick ones. Just a lighter resistance band where you can at least get 10 reps or so, and you go from exercise to exercise, right? So you start off, you get on the stepper right here, and 5 minutes or so, just to get your heart rate up above 100, to get yourself in the zone. 5 minutes for mobility exercises, just to open up your hips and everything like that, right? Get deep into the squat and everything, pivoting, rotation at the spine, stretching out your hamstrings, quads, all that stuff. And then another 5 minutes. So in total, that'll take you 10 minutes. And then you run through all the resistance band exercises, full body, and that should take you around 10 minutes or so, somewhere in between there. So within 20 to 30 minutes, you should be able to hit cardio, mobility, and resistance training. When people talk about like high intensity training, this is it. It starts off easy and it gradually gets more difficult. It's all compound movements. It's not a whole lot of isolation exercises, just real compound stuff. One exercise, one set per muscle group. So for the chest press, I just did relay chest press, single arm overhead press. You can also do raises here. Basically, you can mix and match exercises. So you don't have to do the dual banded split squat. You can. The reason why I did that is because I knew that on the glutes and hamstrings, I was going to do a unilateral exercise. With shoulders, I have a shoulder imbalance where one shoulder is stronger than the other. It's a bit more of a dominant shoulder. So I like to train them equally. So I train them separately. So whenever I do full body, I'll have one exercise that's bilateral and one exercise that's unilateral. Bilateral means you're training both sides simultaneously. Unilateral means you're only training one at a time. And then those relay movements, like you see me do with that relay bicep curl, it's a hybrid between bilateral and unilateral. Because you're working both at the same time, but one is an isometric hold while the other one is producing a contraction. And then you're just switching off, right? And you hold in that top position, really flexing and working that bicep. But this is the type of training that you can do 5 days a week, 4 days a week, even for you who are more advanced, 6 days a week. It's a very short workout that you can do very consistently. Preferably in the mornings when your testosterone and your stress hormones and whatnot are the highest, and you get that out the way. And it don't take that long. You see me, I just went through it. 23 minutes is all it took me, right? So just 20 minutes, boom, and you're done, right? If you want to really work on challenging other muscle groups, you can mix and match the arrangement. So you can save the lower body exercises for last. So you can start off with push-ups, and then squats, and then overhead presses, and then deadlifts. And then you go from deadlifts to then the rows, right? That's one way to do it. And then abs, right? Or you can pair the deadlifts and the ab exercise together. So your deadlifts is hip extension, and then you can do sit-ups or leg raises or whatever as hip flexion, right? So you can mix and match the order, but particularly for me, what I find to be the most effective, if you really want to get your heart rate up and challenge yourself as far as your endurance, you do a more demanding lower body exercise, and then an upper body exercise where you're training a smaller muscle group, and then going back to a lower body exercise that's more demanding, and you alternate. You start with your largest muscle groups first, and then you go to your smallest muscle groups, right? You can do banded chest press, you can do push-ups, you can do body weight dips on the bar as well, right? This is really easy to do. You can do this in the park. This whole workout you can do in your bathroom, right? You don't really need much space at all. You don't really need much equipment. All you need is just the consistency and 20 to 30 minutes. And that's all it really takes. All right. So I just wanted to get on here, get a quick one with y'all before I jump. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Caroline, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Caroline versus James. Okay, I do get that with most, but sometimes I pause to rest for a couple of seconds, and keep going. Am I just supposed to stop that exercise when I can and do more without pausing? Yeah, if you want more of like a cardio effect, you want to really focus on improving your endurance and really maximizing fat loss. And when I talk about fat loss, so yeah, you do from exercise to exercise with like no rest time in between. So it's just one after the other. You don't really burn much fat during the workout, but you increase your metabolism for the rest of the day, right? So if you notice, your heart rate takes a bit longer to come down after you finish the workout. Now, of course, as your endurance improves, your heart rate will come down quicker, right? So if you think about insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity, when you eat like fruits, you have a very carbohydrate dominant diet, your blood sugar comes down faster as you become more insulin sensitive. With cardiovascular training or training for endurance, it's a similar thing. So if you're out of shape, it takes a long time for your heart rate to come down. It goes up real quick, and it takes a lot longer for it to come down. As you improve your endurance, your heart rate comes down a lot quicker. The interesting thing about with the resistance bands is it's not like regular cardio, because all the muscular contractions create an anaerobic effect. So it's just way more challenging than doing regular cardio, right? So I can go out on a track and go jogging, and it takes 10 minutes for my heart rate to get over 100. It doesn't really challenge me as far as cardiovascular health, or like as far as challenging my endurance. Going jogging, it doesn't really challenge me as much as if I'm taking out resistance bands and I'm doing that. So like that dual banded split squat, as I'm descending, I'm slowly descending, but I'm pushing my knees out against the band. So I'm producing force in two different directions simultaneously. It's actually a lot more difficult than a lot of people realize. If you just have the resistance band, the mini band around your thighs, and you're just focusing on pushing out, it's different. When you're using two bands, one band is pulling your knees in and the other one is pulling you down. So you have to push out against the band the whole time. So the mini band, I have to keep my knees out the whole time. So I'm maximizing the stimulus in my glute medius and really pushing out. and I'm going through the movement. So I'm explosive on the way up and then slow on the way down. Explosive on the way up and slow on the way down. And that movement gets harder because my glute medius is getting tired as the band is pulling my knees in. So it just creates a more cardiovascular effect. And it kind of makes the rest of the workout more challenging because of that, right? And then with the overhead press, when you train it separately, you get a lot more core engagement and all of this type of stuff. And the way that I do it is that when I'm pressing with one band, I have the band anchored between both of my feet at the bottom. And I create a wider base, which means the band is shorter, so it creates more resistance. So like, for example, if you're doing the overhead presses, if you just have the band anchored under one foot, it'll be a lot easier. You have the band anchored under 2 feet, now the resistance is increased because the band is shorter. You spread your feet out even more, it increases the resistance even more. So you can modulate the tension of the band, right? The chest press, if I'm doing it relay, it's gonna be a lot more fatiguing, right? This type of approach is really good if you have a lot of weight to lose and you lack a lot of cardio endurance and you really enjoy endurance training, right? Some people really don't like resistance training, where it's just like you're just focused on training the muscles. But if that heart rate is elevated and you're really more prone to doing cardio, it's just you feel more comfortable with that, that this is a good way to bake the resistance training and the cardio into each other. And basically you can accomplish 2 goals at one time. This in particular is a really good approach for beginners or people who are new to their fitness journey. When you're more advanced, it becomes a bit more granular, right? Because when you become more advanced, you want to train more, you want to be more intentional about training certain muscle groups in a particular way. With this, it's a bit different. It's a bit more broad, but everything is kind of just consolidated down into a more simple training methodology that you can do 20 to 30 minutes every day. And then you bake in a few rest days in between. Trust your body. If you feel run down, don't do anything high intensity. Wait until you're recovered and you feel your motivation increase. If you're waking up and you don't feel motivated and you're exhausted and you're sore don't do it. Do something a little bit less impact. Do something that's easier and slower, okay? Take a recovery day. So learn to listen to your body, okay? You'll wake up after you're well recovered and you'll feel more energized and more motivated to do a more intense workout. If you feel that way, you're in the clear to go ahead and push it. All right. So I think that's all for me. We got here. Okay, I do get to that with most, but sometimes I pause to rest for just a couple seconds and keep going. Yeah, so basically, I read that already. Oops, my bad. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump, get something to eat, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Oh, hold on, we got one more. What are my views on high rep, high volume calisthenics? 500 pulse reps on each exercise. 500 is a lot. Here's a good, I can probably demonstrate this a little bit. So like for here, right? So if you have the space to do it, I would definitely recommend getting a pull-up bar with a dip station, right? As far as pulse repetitions with pull-ups, actually, let me get a little bit more get closer. So with pulse repetitions, I suppose you mean something like this here. Is that what you mean? Where like you're not pulling all the way up? You're kind of just training the muscle like halfway, or if you're doing dips here and you come here and you kind of just, like, is that what you're talking about? I'm like fatigued from what I just did, so I look shaky. Is that what you're talking about? Because before I answered, I don't know about 500 of those. You're not doing 500 in one shot. Let's see. What's my post-workout meal? I gotta get hydrated, so I'm gonna eat like around 24 ounces of tangerines and have a smoothie. Yeah, so the high rep stuff, I'm more so a proponent of one set with a max effort. Let's see. So yeah, with 5 reps, short range of motion, gotcha. Yeah, so basically, it can be beneficial. I like to do pulse reps at the end of a set. So if I'm no longer able to do full range of motion, I'll do partial range of motion, as much as my body will allow. But as far as 500 reps, I don't know about all that. I don't think you're gonna do 500 pulse reps on a pull-up bar. You gotta have insane grip strength for that. So yeah, pulse reps, essentially, if you're training the muscle in the lengthened position, like what I just demonstrated, that's pretty beneficial to do. People do that in push-ups where they don't come up all the way. So that works for calisthenic training also. I think it's very time consuming to train like that. So for me, my whole thing is about training, really one set is all you need, and you get as much as you can out of that muscle within the one set. Right? So I'm more of a proponent of that. Now, there is a training methodology where there's a few things you can do. So for example, I may do this here. I'm gonna do low volume, but more sets. So I can come from here, and I want really good quality reps. So I come here and slowly decrease. Right? Real slow. I want to feel every muscle fiber working. And then this is the last one. So I do 3 reps, and then it'd be the same thing on the dips. All right. And then I guess I would rest after doing that. I rest 2 minutes and then repeat and going back up on the pull-up bar. And then basically, let's say week 1, you do 5 sets like that. Week 2, you add a set. So it's 6 sets. Week 3, you add 7 sets, or now you're doing 7 sets. And then week 4, you go to 8 sets. And then on week 5, you can go back to 3 and do 4 reps, right? So your first 4 weeks, you go 5 sets, 6, 7, 8 sets at 3 reps. Really slow rep tempo. And you can do like a 4 to 6 second eccentric. And then weeks, let's say weeks 5 through 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, you do 4 reps or 5 reps. Same thing, right? Real slow eccentrics. And then weeks 9 through 12, you do 5 reps with that same eccentric pace. and then you add your sets back up. So this is a way that you can specifically train for calisthenics where you're skill building. So you're not doing a whole lot of training volume, but if you notice, like with gymnasts try to train to get their form exceptionally clean. Unlike mine, I'm shaky as hell, especially after that workout. But basically you add sets and add reps, but you do it in this very slow way where you're not really trying to fatigue the muscle. What you're trying to do is get better at a particular movement, right? So if you're talking about calisthenics and getting better at calisthenics, which is like, dips, muscle ups, pull-ups, things like that. I can't do muscle ups in here. I don't want to hit my head on the ceiling. But basically, you can train in a way where you get better at the movement. So it's a skill building thing, and that's where you add more sets and reps over time. If you're just trying to build muscle and improve endurance, you don't need to do all that. You're just good with the one set, max effort in the one set. That's all you particularly need, right? All right, let me see here. Do I do EMOM training? What is EMOM training? What do you mean by that? What pull-up bar and dip station are you using? I have it up in the Tribe shop on my website. I don't remember the name of it offhand. So yeah, I'll have to, if you go to my link tree and you go into the Tribe shop, so the link is in the description of this video. Or at least it should be. I'm gonna have to check and see. But yeah, you can go to my website and go to the Tribe shop, it's under there. And then when I repost this, I'll put a link to it. If the link is not currently in the description now. Wait, I can see it here, hold on. Oh yeah, the link's not in here. All right, yeah, I'll put it in the repost. We said, oh, every minute on the minute. Yeah, I guess that's one thing. You mean like you rest a minute and then you do another set. So each minute you do another set. So basically you rest 60 seconds in between. Oh, okay, got you. EMOM, all right. There we go. But no, I don't do that. My workouts are pretty short. My workouts are not that long. My whole thing is intensity and time efficiency. So I want to cram as much effort in a very short period of time as I can and move on with my day. Right, so that's what, however my physique is right now, training like that is pretty much what you get. Right? So yeah, we got any more questions here? Let's see. I think we got to them all. So yeah. This will be up. This is actually up for Tribe members now. So for those of you in the Tribe, you got access to the replay here. And appreciate everybody for coming through and, hanging out with me while I get a quick workout in and showing y'all what this is to do. This is not a part of my training plan right now, but I figured I'd showcase the training methodology since I've been asked about this type of thing. So I figured on a Saturday stream, I go show y'all in real time how quick the workout is. It's real, like 23 minutes, that's all it takes. Right, 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most. You really don't need 30 minutes, it's not particularly that long. If you add a bunch of if you add calf raises and, side delts and rear delts and things like that, then it may take a little bit longer. But in a more consolidated fashion, 20, 25 minutes, 30 at the most. All right, y'all, so let me sign off, go get something to eat. And I'll catch y'all on the Monday Night Live.